the merciless environment of the desert that my pride calls home. Community is paramount. We hunt together, we gather together, we protect each other, we prosper. Strange stars, arcane runes, superstitions, and blood maledicts. All reasons why I had to leave, to face these elements alone. Until I met her, a Genasi woman, who said we'd protect each other, or something along those lines. I have a new pride now, and I will do what I can to not let my curse get in the way. Hopefully with their help, I can cure it, or at least learn to live with it.
Oh, hello there. No, don't mind the snake. Gypsum won't hurt you. Unless I ask him to. My name is Sivan. It's hard to say what I'm looking for exactly. All I know for sure is that I haven't found it. I believe that my mother may have the answers I seek, but I can't really confirm that until I actually meet her. However, I feel fairly confident that I'll find her. I've always had a knack for, let's call it, premonition. I remember sometimes as a child having dreams or strange feelings that seemed to guide me, sort of. Gut instincts that hinted at what may come, and they were usually right. But my father was a simple merchant and had no patience for such frivolity, as he would say, so I learned to just ignore it. Years later, after my father died, I wandered around for a bit until I finally landed in Boaz. It was there that my arcane training began. Well, training is a strong word. Let's just say I found an underground study group. There, I made a few friends, honed my skills, and finally started to feel at home in the world. After a few years, though, I realized that I had stopped learning new things. I had stopped growing. As hard as it was to say goodbye to my friends, I realized it was time to go and seek my next challenge. You see, upon my father's passing, I discovered a letter that was hidden from me, for many years apparently, and this is what has set me on my journey. I must prove myself. To what end? I don't know for sure. How do I intend to do it? I don't know that either. I'm not sure if I need to become more clever or more powerful, but I intend to do both.
What are you doing in this jungle? What? You want to know me? I am Conley. I think it means fire bat or something. That's what my friends say to me. My job is to make sure people don't come here, take away all the trees just to make another tavern because the old one started to smell funny, or start another war and have to build more walls just to burn everything in between you and they. I do this because my friends are good to me. They take care of me, raised me up from when I was found in this jungle with no memory and an empty stomach. They teach me to hunt and thank the things I hunt for helping me keep living. Though I like the big monsters of the desert more. They are fun to fight and make very good tools from their body. Big bugs especially. They say it is my job to tend to the balance. I like to think it means that you can keep being people and grow and build and all that, and my friends can keep being the free life that they are, so long as nobody push too hard on the other. My friends say I don't fully get what they mean, but they are happy I protect them. So this is what I do. Your old Sultan respected this balance. Let's hope the new one does the same. Now, if you are a trader or nice person, you can go through. Otherwise, if you bring any harm to this place, I will make new tools from you. So tell me, what are you doing in this jungle?
Evening. Good to meet you. Most folks know me as the Jackal of Zaracuda, but my friends, they call me Jack, and I hope we can see each other as friends. You may know me as a spy and advisor, or you may have heard of me from that unfortunate assassination business. Well, why don't we put all that aside for now and get down to business? What can I do to help you out today?
Put a little hat.
And hello, everyone. We are now live. Thank you so much for tuning in to Legacy of the Lazuqu, episode 6, I believe. Thank you all for being here. I believe Chris will be the one to give our wonderful recap, or Savannah, depending.
Yep. I am like all kinds of crooked over here. Okay, so here's the thing. Last session started out with Jackal recovering from his near-death experience, almost falling off of a roof, and then Jackal and Conley had a chit-chat with the freshly murdered Sultan's son. And he was like, "Man, my dad's dead." And Jackal was like, "Yep." And he was like, "Well, who did this?" And Jackal was like, "I don't know." And then we were like, well, we'll try and find out. We'll see how it goes. And so then we gathered together. 13 had a tummy ache. So 13 went to bed early and left Sivan hanging out in this ballroom, getting drunk on champagne, waiting for Jackal and Conley to come back from Jackal's near-death experience. We reconvened, and then there was this massive announcement wherein the son of the Sultan announced that his father was dead and that they were going to figure it out. And then this guy pops up and is like, there used to be this thing called what's the tournament? Tournament of what? Dawn? Tournament of the Dawn? Is that right? He was like, we're going to do that tournament. And then the guy in charge was like, no, you can't, you don't have the authority to say that. And he was like, yes, I do, bet. And so he was like, actually, this leader from Savan's hometown. And Savan was like, oh, yo, that guy's like a dick. That's something to watch. And so now there's going to be a tournament, like a fight to the death, essentially, for the Sultan's seat. So Conley and Savan and Jackal were like, we should take a break because this is getting too real. So we all went back to Savan and 13's room and hung out and got to talk to one another a little bit more than we had yet or thus far, and just got to know one another. And Savan told Jackal's fortune. Jackal very patiently and kindly agreed. Jackal shared with us that he is kind of this caretaker of sorts, this pseudo like guardian angel godfather type of thing with the youth in this city, the wayward children in the streets, and kind of looks out for them and kind of gives them a purpose and direction and looks after them. Conley shared with us that his little sprite friends are dying, all of his little elemental sprites, which is a big reason for him to be super invested in what comes next, because he wants to make sure that whoever is in charge is going to be someone that protects their land. And we also decided as a group that we were going to go back to the spirit world and check out the black goop. Savan is curious about this magical, mysterious wall that she and 13 saw that she thinks might lead somewhere important. I think that's mostly it. I think that's the long and short of it.
I'd say so. So they got a lot done last time, and well, it's nice that they got to do some decompression after all that. And now we find ourselves back into that world, parting the veil of reality and finding ourselves in the Lazuqu Desert, in the city of Halazan, in the hotel known as the Mango Tree. You all went to bed or left and went to your own places to kind of convene for the night and agreed to meet back the next morning to discuss your plans. What is happening? Who's getting up first? Who's arriving? What's up?
I have something that I want to do over the night.
Okay, go for it.
After I don't know if would Jackal have stayed at the mango tree that night?
You could have. That's up to you. There is.
I mean, you were invited.
There are 4 rooms in that suite.
Okay. Well, I think after Sivan falls asleep surrounded by sprites, Jackal is going to bounce out of the fourth floor window.
Okay, you can definitely do that.
And make his way back to his office.
Okay.
And just write out like 2 pages of parchment detailing what has happened so far, where he is planning on going, and what still needs to be done, which is essentially if Azan does look like he is going to win the tournament, and looks like he is planning to make things significantly worse for everybody here in Zarakuda, impede his progress in the tournament as much as possible.
Okay.
And number 2, if we don't return, hey, there's this stuff in Revea that needs to probably be dealt with. And he's going to list all of this out and just address it to the ghost. And just put it in his lectern.
Okay.
In the office that he doesn't lock too well. 'Cause if one of his kids can break in, then they are good enough to know what's going on.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Awesome. Yeah, you do this. You leave it in your lectern. Go about the rest of your business for the night.
Are there any? Would I be able to put in an order for custom traveling clothes over the night?
Sure. There's some that are already in the palace if you wanted to use what's in store, or a custom order could be made with the tailor.
Yeah. I will take care of that.
Fair enough. All right.
And then I'll go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just kind of arrive in the middle of the night, up through
Yep.
the same window you left through, kind of thing.
I'll go through the front door this time.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, everyone else, anything you're doing over the night, or just waking up the next morning?
Passed out.
Yeah,
You
I probably
enjoyed your
spent.
bath.
I feel like I probably spent a good 15-20 minutes trying to get the sprites to tell me all of Conley's secrets. I imagine unsuccessfully. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, you all awaken to the soft warmth of sunlight on your faces filtering through the blinds and windows of your hotel window. You find yourself in a very just like well-lit suite that you're familiar with, the same one you were in last night. Who's getting up first?
I would say I'm probably already up, but I did not stay the night with everyone, so I'll be waiting outside the hotel lobby.
Okay, fair enough.
Probably waking up dead last after a restless night's sleep.
Sure.
I'm guessing by the sounds of this, Jackal is probably waking up first, even though he slept in.
Unless Savan has anything to say about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I got a champagne hangover.
Yeah, I guess Jackal's like, oh man, I slept in. Everyone's gonna be up already. And then...
Oh, shit.
An hour later, I'm like, I would, after waking, go downstairs and see if Chef Derulian will make us some more breakfast Sammies for the road.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
you can go down and put in a couple Sammy orders, and you find Conley sitting outside the lobby as well.
Oh, hey, buddy.
This morning.
Are you hungry?
No, I already killed something this morning.
Do you want to elaborate on that, or?
Well, it was like a scorpion, about the size of a large dog. It was outside of town, so I assumed nobody owned it, so I made myself a quick breakfast so I did not have to worry about it.
Fair enough. Okie dokie. I'm gonna just head back there and get my Sammys.
All right.
Anyone seen my pet scorpion Spike?
The real content everyone wants to see. Yeah, you're able to gather your Sammys. This time they've kind of got some kind of goat's cheese and spinach in one, and the other one was some sort of minced kind of lamb and like some kind of wild onion.
Ooh. God, that sounds so good. Eat that right now. Great. I'll get all my Sammys and go make sure that 13 gets out of bed.
Sure. So you kind of arrive back in the suite with Conley presumably following and Jackal there as well. 13, I guess you're just now rolling out of bed?
Yeah.
So I guess y'all haven't seen 13 in, what, almost a day now. Well, I guess, no, it was late in the day, but you haven't seen him since yesterday evening. How is the 13 looking?
Bedraggled, but he's disheveled. Kind of walks over to a low basin, takes a large scoop of water, and just runs it through his face and hair. Then he'll stalk downstairs.
Even with Savan with the Sammys already coming up?
If he catches her on the stairs, he'll stop and pluck one.
No, that's goat cheese. That'll make you throw up even more. You should eat this other one.
I don't think the wild onions is good for the acidity in my tummy.
I'll pick the onions out for you. I always do.
I'm allergic to onions. You should know this. No.
Well, the morning is yours. How do y'all want to plan your day?
So we have to go back to the spirit world, right? Can we just do that now? Do we have any errands to run?
Not that I know of.
The person at the temple said we did not have to ask for her permission to go back.
Alright then.
I might try to stop on our way. I have to make a quick. I have to unload some of these luxury items that I have picked up along the way. I need to make a little bit of money. So I do want to stop somewhere on the way to the temple and try and sell this silverware and these candles and stuff that I've just been taking all throughout this journey. Need to make a little cash.
You are able to go to the kind of merchant ring, and where there's a ton of a large bazaar of many different types of merchants, and you're welcome to barter as you wish.
I don't know how.
Are you trying to go for money, or are you trying to get some kind of good for it, or?
I don't think there's anything I super need at the moment. I just want to unload some of this stuff because I'm a little cash poor, Phil. My persuasion isn't amazing, but I'll try. I just want them to give me some money.
What does this sound like? You kind of go to a shrewd-looking, kind of hunchback, kind of man that's sitting on his own. He sells some other sorts of silverware, and he's actually a kind of a Goodwill of silverware and other types of small metallic goods.
That's so specific. I guess I would. Chris in real life is really bad at this. Hold on. I would approach and just try to look as confident as possible, and just kind of be like, "Hey, buddy. I see that you've got some pretty good stuff here, but how would you like to get your hands on something super exclusive?"
Exclusive? How is this exclusive? Everyone's got silverware.
Okay, but not everybody has silverware from the palace on the night that the Sultan was murdered.
What?
I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna not put it in his hands, but I am gonna show him.
And how am I supposed to trust you about that?
Because look at this face. Hello, would I lie?
And we saw the body. We know he's dead.
See?
What? You saw the body?
I mean, we didn't make it a body. He was a person. But, like, I'm just telling you. This is... Just buy this.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
Y'all really know how to present yourselves as trustworthy, don't y'all?
We are
That's a
very
17.
Wow. You rolled a natural 2. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, I'm gonna...
That's legit.
I'll give you a gold per piece. Nothing more.
Okay. Well, DM, I had a fistful of silverware from the palace, so you tell me how much.
I'm gonna
What,
say...
what
that-
unit of measurement is this?
I don't...
I'm gonna say you had 8 forks, 3 platters, and
platters?
2 saucers.
Beautiful. So that's 10. How many platter? 13? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think I said
8, 2, and 3, I
Yeah,
think. You
so
said
13.
Okay. Well, wouldn't you know it? That's a lucky number in my life. I'll take it.
good. I'm gonna sell it for even more.
Yeah, well, that's the way of things, I suppose.
You got anything else to sell?
Do you want these crappy old candles that I found?
No.
Well, then no.
Thanks for
You can just have them for free. I'm tired of carrying them around.
Fine with me.
Okay. Give him the candles too. Just remember the next time I need something, how good I treated you, huh?
I'll give you the same deal I'll give everyone else.
Great. I give up. I'll rejoin the group.
Alright. Savon comes back empty bagged, no longer jingling around metallic objects in her bag.
So I take it went well.
Oh, like putty in my hands. You know how it goes.
What did you need the putty for?
Well, it's a turn of phrase. Like when somebody, you just get them to do whatever you want. It's like putty because they're easily manipulated. You know what I mean?
Ah.
Are you patronizing me? You already knew what that meant, 13.
Just smiles.
Okay. So is there anything else holding us back?
Nope.
There is one thing.
Mm.
We might need to go back to one of these shops for it.
What are we looking for?
Not looking for anything. I just gotta pick up something.
Okay.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna direct them back to the tailor shop that I went to last night.
Okay. Absolutely. You put in an order for custom tailor's traveling clothes.
Yep. So go in. It's this very, very colorful fabric shop. And Jackal ushers Sivan up to one of the counters. And the person, the owner of the shop brings out this set of clothes. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it's the top of it is very, very similar in cut to the gown that Jackal bought for Sivan, except it's clearly a more practical material and less like flashy. And instead of it actually being like a large skirt on the bottom, it's like turquoise leggings with I want to call it a skirt over the top, but like it's more just like a wraparound. That's a similar pink material to the top of it. It's very, very nice. The cut of it is the same as the practical princess suit from Fable 3, but with the colors of Jasmine's dress from the live-action Aladdin.
Is this for me?
Oh yeah, you know I don't like to tempt fate.
Okay. I will just grab it and... Is there anywhere to change? Because if not, I will change in this store right in front of everybody.
There is a dressing room
Okay.
with just like a long canvas. Like,
Wonderful.
curtain. Yeah.
And it has pockets.
The best. Amazing. I will, as soon as I will get dressed as quickly as possible and shove my old stuff into my bag and then just like, are you like a hug person? I won't if you don't like it, but you know, like,
Yeah,
I do
go
give
ahead.
very good hugs.
Go ahead.
Oh my goodness, I'm just gonna squeeze him super tight.
All right. You two emerge, and 13 and Conley, you find that Sivan is in a completely different set of clothes.
It's good on you.
Thank you.
Anything else y'all want to do?
Well, I have everything that I need,
To the
as far
spirit
as I am
world.
aware.
All right. You all basically recall the directions that Alhamara, the druid from the Temple of Tartaja, gave you down to the crystal caverns and the spring in which these emerald pools are fueled from, where you had been to this spirit world just a couple of days before. You know that you kind of go behind a certain building where there's a door that leads you down to a tunnel, and that tunnel leads you to another tunnel where you have to make a left or one and a right at another, and finally you get to this large open cavernous room full of bricks and pillars all around, and at the bottom of it you find is water as it was before. It's the aqueducts of Halazan, and you notice that there's a dinghy next to the stairs down to this opening as you went there, as you used before, the small little boat, or two boats rather, that you used before. But you also notice that there's some sort of wooden lattice structured like pile next to one of them, and it has a note on it. Anyone picking it up?
What does the note say?
You open it up and it's from Alhamara. He says, I hope that these will be helpful. I know you had trouble with them before. Alhamar. And as you kind of inspect this pile of strange lattice work, it seems to be kind of a makeshift ladder that is extendable and is kind of made of rope and wood slats that go between the ropes. If you recall, that might be helpful for the next part of the journey to the Crystal Caves.
I think she remembers how much you fell, Jacko.
Okay.
Well, I can't tell if this is this passive aggressive? Subtlety is not my strong suit, so I can't really tell what the subtext here is.
You can say that again.
Well, I think I've done just fine without, turning into a fucking bird, but... Anyway. Pick up the ladders and stuff, and I guess we'll keep going.
Yeah, you have these two little boats. You're able to man two each and carry your way down this one through this one set of archways that takes you a solid 10 to 15 minutes just to get across this massive cavernous room with these oars and this small boat. And you finally get across to this cave opening where you hear the dribble of running water, just very lightly running water, and you enter into the kind of like winding tunnel of these kind of rocky, wet caverns. You make your way through to find yourself in this another cavernous, massive room with these kind of different islands of rock that you had to go between. And if you so wish to use the ladders that are supplied, then you might even not have to use a check to get past them.
Let's do that.
You're kind of able to like extend it out, almost like a slinky. It kind of slats across one way, and then you're able to go across, pull it out, and then use it for the next one. And you feel like that's most of your troubles getting there, and you find yourself back in the wonderful, beautiful, luminescent crystal caverns, and this green, gurgling spring. With the wall at the back, the stairs going down, and the remnants of your battle with this large crystalline giant from before.
Does the water look like it's gotten any worse since the last time we've been here, or is it still just about the same level of goop?
Make me a nature check or investigation check.
Okay. Nature or investigation? Okay. 11.
You don't think it's changed much from last time.
Okay, that is good. It does not look like it's gotten worse since we've been here.
Y'all proceeding as you did before? Or anything else you want to do?
I look over at who has the scarf right now? Okay, so Jack will look over at you and be like, do you remember what we are supposed to do to go through the door, or the water door?
I think so.
Okay, then I will follow your lead.
No, I'll do the thing to go through the water puddle.
All you need to do is be holding on to, or have donned the scarf, and everyone else who wants to come with you simply just has to make contact with you as you go.
Well, I did that before, and I didn't get transported to another dimension. I had to wait until somebody did a ritual.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. No, you are 1,000,000% correct. Alhamara did that, and this is why Alhamara has given Savan the instructions for a bit of a ritual. Do you recall, Savan?
Oh, I think it was like Alakazam and like just some fairy dust and some stuff. I don't remember. Savan might, Chris doesn't.
Okay, Savan has it actually written down in her spellbook.
Yes. Yep.
And you can do it without requiring a spell slot.
Is it a specific spell? Mechanically, is it a specific, or is it just something for this situation?
I don't have a specific name for it, but it is a specific ritual that Alhamara kind of sprinkle this here, say these runes here, and then boom, right?
Okay.
So
All right, I would do that.
After you do this, kind of the water seems to sparkle for a second as these last little, powders of sand enter into it, glow for a second, and then go dim.
Okay.
And now...
Now we go in.
Yes. All right.
Hand on shoulder.
Yeah.
You gotta reach pretty low.
Resting hand on shoulder.
Yeah. All right. And you find yourselves, as you did before, kind of walking step by step down into this pool of green water. And you kind of walk down the stairs normally, and just as weird as it was before, you find yourselves walking up the stairs into this weird spirited world, where kind of like the sounds of strange ethereal kind of like bells or animals or strange things echo all around you in your ear. But you remember it as Revea, and you definitely think you're back in where you were before. You find yourself kind of in this large pit where you can see up to the very top is the kind of like white milky sky. There's a spring of now much more lush wildlife than there was even before when you were here last. And there's a large green crane figure on the island in the center that doesn't seem to be injured this time. There's also a large sheared, kind of like chiseled wall directly behind where you walked up the stairs. And Savan, as you enter into this room, you immediately hear a hum.
Okay. And when I glance over, that wall is still there.
It is.
Does it still seem like this crystal is kind of like, go that way?
It seems to hum as you get closer.
Okay. I realize we are here for a larger purpose, so despite my general selfishness, I am going to wait and see if we want to tackle that first. So just kind of look at Jackal expectantly. So what did the bird tell you? Where do we go now?
I think the last time the bird told us that we need to, or that the bird can take us. Can the bird take us up the tree? Or okay,
It can take you up the ledge to the rest of the world, but not directly to the tree.
okay. So if we want to go deeper, maybe toward where that corrosion is coming from, then we need to go talk to the bird.
Okay.
It had a name, right?
Akona.
Akona.
So are you all tackling that now, or do you just...
We are tackling a bird.
Or do you want to do Savan's wall business?
Well, I'm fine with doing either thing. This is here, but we could do it on the way out.
I think that is a good plan.
All right.
There's no important priority or speed, time sensitive, all that kind of stuff for your.
I don't think that there's. It's kind of weird. I don't know if there's the deadline that I'm aware of. I think it'll just be like, oh, it's too late. But I don't really know when that point will come. So it's probably fine. It's probably fine.
Then I think this is probably a bigger team.
I agree.
Akona.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way over to this large green crane-like bird. It's kind of nesting with its beak tucked up under one of its wings, and as it sees you and acknowledges you, it bows its head to you as you say its name, and it addresses you as it takes its wings out and flourishes them. Hello, again. You are the ones who have helped me. Are you not?
Yes, we are. We want to try and figure out what's been going on here. Can you take us up?
You wish to ascend? I can provide.
I don't like it when you say it like that, but
I know, it sounds like
I
a threat.
guess.
No threats were meant by my sentiment, but I and my children can help you get out of this pit, if you so wish.
Who are your children, if I am allowed to ask?
Well, they are all around us, but specifically, they are here. And as you see this large green wing kind of flows, and you can tell you feel the wind. It's powerful as it kind of unfurls and swipes to the right. And you see little green dust kind of fall from it. And on the surface of the water, as the dust hits and kind of makes little ripples, it kind of grows into these green, smaller cranes and ducks and swans and geese. And there's
Well,
all
hello,
sorts of
little ones.
waterfowl. And they're some of them are larger than a normal one would be, but most of them are kind of within the realm of small to medium size. And it just kind of addresses, these are my children, and I and they may carry you up. Are you ready?
Yep.
Please do not let go. And with that, it kind of takes a stance, stands up, puts both wings out, and with a very large gust, a kind of it pulls its wings upwards, the wind from below it kind of seems to come from nowhere, and almost like you can feel your body's lightening for a second. And as you do, these waterfowl, all in a massive swarm, seem to kind of take flight, and the ones that can't normally fly. And what they do is they come over and they take you by your sleeves, by your clothing, by your hands, and they scoop you up as if you're light as a feather, as a bird that they were picking from the water. And suddenly, before you know it, you are all immediately swept up and into the air. You all kind of like, at first, kind of move into this circular pattern, and this cavern itself is at least 300, 400, 500 yards up. And so this ascent takes a very long time. You can see it kind of funnels upwards as it goes, and there's a constant stream of that greenish water that is pouring into the pit. After kind of seeing more of the plethora of very luminescent crystals, you finally emerge and kind of make your way over this basin and onto a kind of very barren white landscape. You find yourselves in kind of like, there's some sort of fog that seems to be ever present here, and you can see at least 50 to 100 feet away, but everything in the distance seems to kind of like coalesce and move around. Sometimes you see as if it was a figure of a person or an animal, and the next second it seems to meld into a tree, or it seems to meld into a mountain in the background. Everything here seems to kind of undulate around you. But as these kind of waterfowl pick you up and lay you down, Akona addresses you and says, "If you wish to return, simply drop a gold piece down, or whatever you like, and we will come back up to get you."
I have a few questions if you have the time, Akona, before you leave.
What questions might you have?
I am very new to this world. Is this what it normally looks like?
It is. This is my home, Ravea. Things sometimes are mirrors of your world. Sometimes it is completely foreign. Sometimes it changes from one to the next.
Is there a trick to not getting lost on our way back? If things are constantly changing?
I would recommend your first stop be the Temple of the Wayfinder. And it kind of gestures with its wing over in a direction where you see kind of a large, kind of like rectangular blob in the distance. And kind of seems like a building, but you're not really too sure. But it is within kind of like general eye shot. There you will find solace if it is kept and has maintained its place as a welcome site for those traveling from one world to the next. It was made from the first Wayfinder, I believe. As long as it has not fallen into ruin, it will help you guide your journey.
Very much appreciate all the help you have been providing for us. And I'm happy to see that you have not returned to the infection that we first found you in. I also wonder, I have heard from the other side that when a soul is separated from its physical attachment in the other world, it tends to warp and get bad. Can you explain that to me more and things I should look out for?
Though I know not the specifics of every soul, it is said that a soul separated from its body is someone with passion without a purpose. It is a chaotic being without a direction. It is power without ways to harness it. And that is a dangerous thing left unchecked. It is dangerous in the sense that it might warp, it might be damaged, and sometimes it might be fine, and when it is reunited with its owner, it can be whole again. but that is all I know. What might be helpful is in the same temple. There is within the temple a mirror, and within the mirror one has the ability to see through one's body and into the soul within oneself. If you so wish to know what is inside, there you will find it.
Thank you for all of that, Akona. And we will do our best to try and find out what's going wrong in this world and try and heal and tend to the balance.
You have said you are going to the Tree of Mana, is that correct?
Yes.
Though it might be a treacherous journey, an admirable one it will be. I suspect this is the root of this corruption.
We'll do our very best.
I will be here if you need us.
Thank you.
With that, just like a normal bird, it takes off, but its waterfowl children all fly behind it in a large flock as it descends back down into the spring. You all now find yourselves next to a kind of like stream/river with this green water flowing through it with flecks of black, and following it upstream is in the same direction of this blobby temple that this creature pointed you towards.
So, we go into this temple, this magic mirror, straight for the tree.
Well, the mirror is inside the temple, so that's 2 out of 3. And it seems like there might be a good place for us to get our bearings, as Akona called it. Maybe we start there and make a plan on how to get to the tree, how to find our way back. I don't really know what I am doing yet, so...
I believe the appropriate term is, this is way above my pay grade, so I will defer to the rest of you for this one. Just tell me who I'm going to punch.
We will do our best to find out who there is.
All right.
To the temple.
To the temple.
All right. Well then. Well, our party continues into this strange, milky spirit world, towards this blob in the distance that becomes more and more, more and more concrete,
Ram!
rectangular.
What are you doing?
Helping.
And as
I
you
love how
all
all the next NPCs are going to be in the spirit world, so we're going to have some weird spirits.
Spirit names, they're weird.
Yeah, you all kind of like continue towards this structure until it finally comes into clear view, and you see that what appears before you is a very large kind of like square, almost a cube shape, that's at least 200 feet wide and, well, really on all axis. And in front of you, you see that this kind of large structure has crumbled in different parts. It's got walls that have been collapsing, rocks and bricks that have fallen down. But as you get towards the front courtyard of it, you find that there's a fountain in front that seems to be, used to be very ornate and very kind of like decorative. You see that this river/stream of water that you are familiar with back in the pit, it seems to have branched off into its own diverted direction towards the temple, and it seems to kind of enter into it just as just as the footpath into the temple as well. But the fountain itself and the water that's at the mouth of this of the temple is all black and viscous and seems to be dried up for the most part. and there's no green luminescent water to be seen. What lies within the fountain seems to be just specks of mostly black goop, and then from it you see a strange collection of small flowers and weeds and plants that have appeared. Except as you come up to them, they seem to react. They kind of like, as you get in earshot, you hear,
Excuse me?
as you get closer, you finally kind of are able to tell their names or their voices apart. They all seem to have tiny little kind of like pinchy voices. And one of them says, "What are you doing here?"
Is this the Temple of the Wayfinder?
Yeah, but that's not as cool as I am.
I'm sure you are very cool, but we did not know to come to see you.
Well, you should have. I'm awesome. So are all of us. Another one says, "Yeah, I'm really cool too. You should call all of us."
Right.
I just look at Conley. Isn't this are you good with plants, or can you help us here?
Hello, little ones. You say you're very awesome. I think
Yes.
that's very cool. What is your names?
Oh, my name's Bibbit Snuggle Wrap. The other one's like, "I'm Morkarma the Magnificent. I'm Billy Boy."
Bibbit. Then we got Morghammer.
There's a dandelion.
Conley cares.
That's also like, "My name's Swornbait Lucas."
Billy. Lucas. Which one am I talking to right now? Bibbit?
Yes, you're talking to Bibbit.
Bibbit, how long have you been in this fountain?
My entire life, I'm pretty sure.
How old are you?
I don't know what
Does-
time is. I don't know. What do you want?
Do you know, are there seasons in this world?
Seasons?
Like, does it get cold and very hot sometimes, and then like the trees around you die?
Well,
Are there
sometimes.
trees?
Yeah, there's trees. I mean, only when they want to be here, but yeah.
Okay. Do you know what happened to the fountain before you were born? Did anybody tell you?
No, I was only here after it was dead.
Was there no one else here besides you flowers?
No, most of the people that came in here die.
Oh, I am very sorry to hear that.
No, I don't really care.
So tell me, would you consider it safe inside this temple if we were to go inside?
Save for a plant, sure.
But not for someone like us, like animals?
I don't know, I've never been inside.
Would you like to come in with us?
Not really.
Okay. Are you hungry?
Kinda. There's not much nutrients in this fountain.
I can provide you some nutrients if you would like to be our friends.
I'll take the grub, sure.
That is exactly what I'm going to give you. And so I take out a small handful of my flea components for one of my spells and just thank you for the exchange you are about to make. And I just kind of like crush a handful of them. And like once I create like a goop of flea, I just kind of mush that into the base of the plant near the roots. This is very good nutrients for you, is sure. Help you turn better towards the sun if there is a sun in this world.
Depends on when it wants to come out. But yeah, it's a little unorthodox, but I'm not gonna be picky.
Thank you very much, Bibit. We are going to go inside now. I will come back and talk to you again later, okay?
Okay,
Goodbye now.
goodbye, I'll be here.
And I turn around to everybody. I think everybody is dead. And I think these things were born of the goo. But that he's not my professional.
Well, Ogona said It should be good as long as it's been kept up. It does not look like it's been kept up. Which means this is probably not going to be very good.
DM, are we able to perceive a sense of like time from the decay of the building? Like whether or not it looks like this was like a recent or long distance thing?
You can make me an investigation check.
I sure will do my best. With my -1.
Okay. 8. Oh, okay, nice, okay. You look at some of the damage, and you can see that a lot of this seems to be natural, kind of like upkeep things that have not been kept for a very long time. A lot of kind of wear and moss that has been growing on the bricks that have fallen next to some of the like wildlife and such. But there's also areas where like the stone door at the front seems to be more recently broken and kind of cracked off, so it's not as weathered and worn down. So there's parts of one and parts of the other.
I am going to like just hold out one of my spears and look over at 13. Be like, I think we ought to be ready.
While this has been going on, would I have had time to at least start ritual casting comprehend languages?
Sure.
Just in case. Okay.
Sure.
It's okay if they have to go on without me. I'm just going to sit outside of this town until it's finished. It takes 11 minutes, so.
Okay.
Well,
yeah,
my
I'd
chat
say-
with the plant took 2 at least.
Yeah, no, you can do that. Yeah, absolutely.
I just feel like it's about to get weird, so just in case.
It's about to get weird.
You
Just
make
don't
a
let anybody
snake with
stab
your
me.
tail.
But that's not weird. That's awesome.
Well, it sounds like real is a word that you use relative. Just what is normal is just what you are used to.
That's fair. That's fair.
Touche.
So what do I do?
Shall we?
Is there more than one entrance, or is it just this one door?
It is pretty much. I mean, you can go through some of the holes in the walls, but this is the main entrance. It looks like.
I'll take a look ahead. And I would like to tiptoe through one of the doors in the wall. Or one of the
Tiptoe
holes in
through
the wall.
windows.
Sure. So you kind of are able to look through the top left. So if you're facing the door, your kind of top left corner, immediately closest to you, has quite a few bricks that have caved in, caved out. You know, whatever happened, some kind of effect or damage has knocked them down, and they've not been repaired. You're able to climb, like, it's going to be not trivial, like 50 feet up to get to this hole, but I'm not going to make you roll for it because it's pretty easy footing. But once you get up, you kind of see inside is kind of a sandy but seemingly abandoned temple. You see that there's kind of like chiseled mosaics into the rock all around the room. And this room itself seems to be a rectangle taking up maybe a quarter of this entire structure. And in the very center of it, it seems to have a glowing crystalline kind of orb that's rotating and kaleidoscopically kind of emitting a very attractive glowing light around it. But the rest of the room itself seems to be completely dark from most of the shadow of the rest of the structure.
I'll peek back out and say I don't see anything right now. I'm gonna keep heading in.
All right, be careful.
No, I'll keep going in.
So you're going in through that same hole? Okay.
Can you see in there? Is there light?
I will say, once Jackal drops into this room, it will be a 50-foot wall between you and the rest of the world. So it'll be hard to contact your friends once you're inside. Unless you climb back up.
Is there light in Jacko?
There is a light source in here, yeah.
The crystal itself seems to emit about a 5 or 10 foot range of light, but the span of the room is at least 50 to 70.
But everything else is pretty dark, yeah.
Okay. I'll turn to 13. You stay with Sivan, I go with him.
All right, don't get too far.
Yeah. I'm going to produce a little ball of fire into one of my hands, casting Produce Flame, and follow after Jackal with a light source and a javelin.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to climb up this wall with this bulb of fire as you go. And are you climbing down the other side of the wall into the darkness? You two?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you two finally kind of clamber down from this dusty stone wall that seems to be out of use for many years. Some of the chips of the brick clamber and fall and as you kind of get to the ground. And the second that you feel the ground underneath your feet, the shadows of Conley's fire immediately start to illuminate things that you did not see before. And as the light casts onto the other side of the room, you see you're not able to see the entire figure. However, you see flashes of beady eyes that reflect off of the firelight. And you can see that at the very back seem to be 6 different pairs of them. And they all seem to be about head height. And as you move farther and closer, you see that there's claws, 2 massive bare claws that seem to be the next element that's illuminated. And finally, as you come closer, you seem to be now almost surrounded on one side by this half bare the back of like the butt of a lion and the tail of a lion and the head and torso of a strange foreign but humanoid figure. It seems to be ornately kind of like decorated in some sort of ceremonial garb, but its eyes seem to be a dark red. They immediately kind of like start to inch towards you, and they seem to kind of like lash out with their tongues as their faces seem to creep into a smile. They go,
What language was that?
What languages do you
Good
two know?
question. I have to understand mobile better. Proficiencies in language. There we go. Common, Druidic, Primordial, and Sylvan.
Okay.
I can add Dwarvish, Elvish, Halfling, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon to that.
Dang, you know words.
Neither of you two recognize this tongue.
Friend or foe?
These are mostly all holding daggers or longswords. 3 ones with daggers and 3 with a longsword. You have the chance to do one more thing before they come into your range.
Can one thing be opening the main door?
Unfortunately, you do not see the main door on this part of the building.
Does my heart and soul gauge this as a threat?
Maybe. Yes.
Okay. Then with my like snap decision, I'm just going to yeet the fireball from my hand out towards the nearest creature, in hopes to see whether or not it can die by fire.
Okay, then I need both of you all to roll initiative.
Woo!
Hey, Savannah, what do you think they're getting up to in there?
Yeah, what are
I'm
you
trying to contact. I'm sure they're fine. Just I'm almost done. Give me 1 second. I can't imagine they're getting into any trouble.
Hmm.
Well, only got a 13.
Okay.
23.
Okay. In all seriousness, before we jump in, 13 and Savan, are y'all doing anything in the next 12 to, like, well, it took them probably 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Anything y'all are doing, you don't know anything that's happening inside. You just saw them go down the other side.
No, I mean, as soon as the spell is done, and as
Yeah.
soon as it's done, I would imagine we would head in, so.
Okay. Are you going through you go through the main door?
Yeah, I guess the same way that I saw Jackal go in, so yeah.
He did not go through the main door. Jackal climbed up a 50-foot part of the wall that's kind of been falling in on the left corner of the building.
Oh.
13 can piggyback Savan and climb it with his climb speed.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go. I want to stay with the group, so I'd go whichever way I saw Jackal disappear.
Okay, so here's how I'll do it. Y'all go ahead and roll initiative. And basically, when this fight starts, and you might hear signs of fighting, y'all will be just now scaling the wall. So you'll be a couple of turns behind.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, let me know what your initiative is.
12.
Okay.
My initiative is... Oof. Also 12.
Aw, twinsies.
Oh, that
You
makes
might
sense.
have the higher dex.
So
Mine's 3.
I actually have a fun little thing that I sometimes do when I'm feeling fun. And that's for party members or people on the same team that roll the same initiative. I will allow you to intersperse your actions on the same turn as each other. So
Nice.
if you want to like combine or like, help each other, then that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just let you all go at once. So first up is going to be Conley. You are starting. I'm giving you like the one bonus round thing, so to speak, is your throwing of this fire. So you have 6 of them in front of you. 3 with daggers on the right, 3 with long swords on the left. Which one are you hitting?
Furthest long sword on the left.
Furthest
And
long
I
sword
am
on the left. Okay,
Sending an attack of 21 to hit.
that will hit.
All right. So it experiences 5 fire damage.
Okay, so you see that this strange lion bear humanoid creature, it's kind of continues to advance, and it doesn't even seem to acknowledge your fire as it comes towards it. And then the second that it hits it, it poofs out of existence. And the rest of the 5 seem to be continuing to approach you.
I don't know what I learned from that.
And now is Jackal.
How far away
You all,
is the dis?
so you all, like I said, it's about a 50 foot by 50 foot room. You all are kind of on one corner, and they are approaching you from about 30 to 35 feet away. I'd say about 30 feet away. They're kind of in a semicircle encroaching on you, and this glowing orb is behind them.
Okay. So an important thing to note
Yes.
is that I cannot see. I'm legally blind.
Okay, yes, there is no more fire in here right now.
So I would like
I have created dark vision.
very much to as quickly as I can get to the disco ball because I can see whenever I'm at the disco ball.
Okay, the disco ball is approximately 45 feet away. It's on the other side of the room.
I would like to bonus action dash to the disco ball.
Are you going straight there to it?
Sure.
Okay.
Michael, no!
Then, as you dash through, you are going to unfortunately take 2 attacks of opportunity as they have range completely surrounding you as you try to break through this wall.
Okay. They will have advantage because I cannot see them.
Yes, they will. So, The first one is going to be a 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be... That is going to be 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then the second one is going to be a 17 to hit.
That will also hit.
Boy.
And that will be 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
You were able to, you get kind of like 2 slashes on either side of you as you're running through the darkness. But as you're able to continue your pace, your wounds really sting, but now you're in the 10-foot radius of light around this strange crystal orb on the other side of the room.
Okay. I would like to have my sword drawn,
Okay.
and I would like to hold my attack action for when one of these man-bear pigs gets within visual sight.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, okay, yep, you're able to do that. Okay, sounds good. Next up is going to be these strange creatures on the right with the daggers. And all 3 of them are going to kind of turn back towards Jackal, actually.
No.
And as they kind of come up and surround you, you see the glowing red in their eyes that glint off of the crystalline orb behind you. But as they come up, all 3 of them make the same exact movement and try to strike you with their daggers. So... It's going to be a 16 to hit?
Is that me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then... You're going to take 3 points of slashing damage.
Did that trigger my held action?
Yes, it does. They are within 5 feet of you. You have 3 of them, and they all seem to be working in sync.
Okay. I mean, I'm attacking.
Which of the 3 are you attacking? Middle, right, left?
Based off. It would have been the first one that he saw.
Okay,
So-
that would probably be the middle one.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it
Or,
does.
sorry, 26 hit?
Hell yeah, it does.
Okay, that'll be 8 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, this strange creature kind of like recoils as you pierce it into its chest, and it kind of goes and looks very mad at you.
Target acquired. All right.
Anything else? Or wait,
That's it.
no, that was your held
That's
action.
not my turn.
You're right. So it unfortunately has yet another action, but surprisingly, when you got this dagger attack against you, all 3 of them made the exact same movement, but you only felt hit by 1. You're not sure which. So then it's going to make 1 more spell attack. What it seems to do is it takes its dagger, and they all do take this dagger, and it kind of runs its arm over it, and it seems to have this like strange purplish blackness to it over the blade, and it's going to make another jab at you. It's going to be another 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. You basically you feel this jab into you, though you don't feel physical pain from this. What you feel is kind of a sense of dread and a kind of dismal sinking feeling in your chest. You feel as if you don't feel quite right, and as if you had been touched by something evil or just incredibly nasty and demonic. You feel like you're cursed. And until that curse ends, the target has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws and all ability checks.
Okay.
That was a really good turn. Next up is going to be Savan in 13.
So, question.
Yes.
How... I imagine when we get to the top of this wall, do we hear all this? Like, we hear the commotion
Yes.
before we descend?
Yes. You all you're kind of like climbing the wall, like, oh, we're just following our friends, and then you hear clang, clang, that sort of thing. So you definitely know something's up.
Okay.
You all, basically, it'll take both of your entire movement to get up to the top, and then you still have your action and bonus action. Yes.
I have 45 feet of movement.
Okay. So I will give you 15 feet of movement once you're on the top of the wall.
If Savant's piggybacking me, could I move action dash to get all the way down?
Mm-hmm. You can do that, yeah. Absolutely. So, like, 13 would go into this kind of, like, frenzied climbing mode, kind of? Yeah.
There is a sort of ripping sound as another pair of arms sprout from his sides. And he will just start grabbing onto the wall and climbing up. And I don't even think he climbs down, he just leaps from the top.
Okay. Absolutely. With a kind of a clamoring 13 and Savant laying on the floor. Conley right behind you. So you 13 would still have your bonus action, and Savant would still have her action and bonus action.
I'm gonna leave Savant there and use the rest of my movement to get as close as possible to these creatures.
Okay, you're able to move 15 feet, which is halfway in between. So, I guess there was 6 of them. 3 of them went to go chase Jackal, which you can see on the other side of the room. And there's this weird crystalline orb that's shining light on the other side. And then to your left is 3 more that were encroaching on you. And you
mean
get...
2?
Oh, there are 2 now. Yes, one is poofed. And they are 30 feet away, so you can get halfway there.
15 left. Okay, cool. Bonus action rage.
Okay. Absolutely.
And it is a combination of bird talons on the top hands, and in the middle hands it is those mantis scythes that were in the party.
Ooh. All right. Absolutely. So Savant, you still have your bonus action and action.
Okay, so I can't see anything.
I was about to say, it is completely dark. Besides seeing Jackal at the back of the room.
Okay, I don't like that, so I am going to.
Do Earth Genasi not have dark vision?
Nope.
I think they have low light vision?
Nope.
No? Oh no,
Nope.
that's just fire genasi.
We have other. Yeah, there's
Rock
other.
people got
but-
bad eye.
Yeah. Okay. Gosh. Well, since I can't see, that seems like the first thing I should remedy. So I am going to, as soon as I get to the bottom, I'm going to cast Dancing Lights.
Okay.
And just kind of ignite 4 small, like pseudo torches. I'm gonna, since I can't tell how big this room is, I'm gonna send one maybe 30 feet in front of me.
Yeah, so it kind of illuminates, you can make it illuminate most of the room.
Yeah. I as soon as I see kind of get my bearings, I want to try and maneuver them to where they light up the majority of this space. There's 4 of them.
Okay, awesome. Then yeah, you can basically make it so if you were to divide the room up, you could perfectly intersperse it such that, think of like 4 chandeliers effectively around most of the room. So the rest of the room is completely illuminated, and you now see that in the corners of the room you see a strange trove of glimmering golden and silver objects, in addition to bone piles and seemingly carrion that has been torn apart, seemingly with some sort of talons and claw, among other grotesque things in one main corner of the room.
Okay.
In addition to these monsters, obviously.
Oh, of course. I'm probably a little bit stunned, and I'm just gonna. What is this? What's happening? What?
Fire makes it poof, stabbing makes it scream. That's all we got so far.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. All right. Next up is going to be this collection of 3 on your left. So they're going to see that 13 is kind of approaching them, and all at once they speak in this strange tongue. And Savan, because you've cast Comprehend Languages, you hear in this strange, grotesque, like, just very pits of all death sounding language. And it comes out as saying, "It is a shame that you have the choice of invading our lair." And it kind of, all 3 of them reach out their long swords and point it directly at 13. 13, I need you to make a wisdom save.
Five.
All right. So 13, these strange man-bear lions just seem to. You're looking at them and you're chasing after them, but they just seem to have such an alluring presence. They just seem so inviting and just really nice, and you seem to want to be friends with them. They're just really cool beings, and you're charmed.
No bad, kitty.
So yeah, that's a thing. And that's going to be its turn. Next up, and all 3 of them kind of like seems to cast the spell at once. Or sorry, all 2 of them. I need to remember how many is each one. 2 of them, thank you, seem to point this at you and cast this spell. Next up is going to be next up is going to be, I misspoke. Conley, you should have been before this, but I will fix the order for next time. But I'm going to say Conley can go now.
Conley can go now. All right. So between, because I have dark vision, between watching one of them poof, watching one of them get stabbed, and watching the 2 sets of 3 operating in unison, does my character have any inkling of what's going on here?
I will give you a free Arcana check.
Okay. Because me know what's going on. 0. 1.
You think that these are some really weird creatures that you've never seen before.
Okay, well, 10. So, looking around, seeing the situation, I'm going to hope for the best and assume that my feline friend will calm down once I kill its new friend. And I'm going to consider my options. I'm going to run past 13 towards the thing with swords and cast Burning Hands.
Okay.
So, what is this? Just verbal? Verbal and somatic, okay. So in Primordial, I just shout, "Ignite!" and a cone of fire shoots out of in between my hands. However many creatures there are in front of me of the 2, they gotta make a dex saving throw.
Okay. Let me check something. Okay. You said a dex save throw?
Yes.
That's going to be a 13.
Does match pass?
It goes to the side of the defender on meeting a DC.
Okay, so then, is it what, half damage, or is it... Okay, half damage, cool. So you will take, round it down, you will take 6 fire damage.
Okay. So you see that, that this strange creature is very much taken aback from your affront of fire. It seems to kind of recoil from it, but it seems that the left one is mirroring the middle one, as it kind of, the middle one seems to actually catch fire in different parts, but the left one does not.
Okay. Mentally noted. And then Since I landed the hit, no, it's not an attack roll, never mind. I am then going to use my bonus action to turn towards 13 and just do a quick like, hey, on me, look at me, stay with us, and give a help action for any future saves that might be needed.
Okay, yeah, that... So can you do that with a bonus action? Usually that's an action, I think.
It's an action for help?
It is. I know Jackal can do it as a bonus action because of
Gotcha.
certain things.
Then in that case, I do not do that.
Okay. Do you have anything else with your bonus action?
Not that I want to spend spell slots on.
Okay. And then next up is going to be back to the top of the round with Jackal.
Okay. Number one. I'm next to a very, very impressive disco ball. Is there... Is there anything I should know about this disco ball?
I will give you a free glance that I will count as an investigation check.
19.
Okay. This strange crystal orb seems to be up on a dais and seems to be kaleidoscopically kind of undulating with strange kind of like moving flecks of like either gold or silver or strange metallic insides and glimmers like a crystal. But it doesn't seem to mean anything to you. It doesn't seem recognizable. It seems to be magical. It seems to be really pretty. But this orb itself is just kind of like a globe of glitter, for all that you know.
Sweet. I would like to take steady aim
Okay.
at the man bear pig in front of me.
Okay. Which of the three?
The one that I hit last time.
Okay. The middle one, yeah.
And hit it with my short sword.
Okay, go for it.
9.
9 unfortunately will not hit.
That's my turn.
Okay. Next up is going to be your friend that you just tried to hit. And it is not looking happy that you just tried to hit it. And it also seems to be somewhat protective of its strange orb behind you. So it is going to try to take a claw attack against you.
It doesn't matter because as I see this happening, I'm like, I don't like where this is going. Don't you stop it! And it's gonna roll a 9 on that attack.
Okay, it's like going to swipe at you, Jackal, and Savon's like, nope. And you can just like, it goes straight over your head. Completely whiffs. It seems to be as confused as you are. But that's its turn. So next up is Conley, where he should have been last time.
Okay. Conley is going to let go of the javelin in his hand by throwing it towards the enemy. So I'm going to throw it at the center one of the two that I tried to ignite. Yeah. Ooh, nat 20.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's a crit.
Let's see here. Boom, plus the dice again, which is going to be great. Okay, so that is a total of 10 piercing damage.
Wow. All right. Yeah, that's with your, what was it? Your
javelin.
Your javelin, yeah. So you're able to kind of like pierce through this thing's chest. It immediately opens up with some green ichorish blood as it kind of like at you. Very.
Is it still alive?
It is.
Okay, then I will have my little friends. Let me figure out how they work again. There they are, the swarm. Okay, so I hit successfully with an attack. So my javelin was actually carrying a handful of small wood and rock elementals who were just like hooking onto it as I threw it.
Sure.
As soon as I throw it, they all kind of like jump off and try and like bite and scratch at it's like the Barbies from Toy Soldier jumping all over this thing, and it does just a D6 of
Ooh.
hurt.
While you do this, I actually need to check its concentration.
Yay! Okay. Well, while it's learning its concentration, it's taking an additional 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay, it made both of its con saves. It was really good at them.
All right.
So unfortunately, 13 remains charmed.
Right.
All right. That was how much extra? 5?
Yeah, 5 extra damage.
Okay, this thing looks like it's bleeding.
Okay. It looks like it's bleeding. What does the condition of the other one look like?
The other one looks more healthy.
Okay. This might take a minute, so I'm going to take my frond and draw out a flaming blade with my bonus action. And that'll be the end of my turn. Now there is a fifth light source.
Okay. Next up is going to be Savan and 13. However you want to do it.
Haha, y'all are in danger.
I think, unfortunately, with the way Charm Person lasts, it does not offer another save at the end of its turns.
Yeah,
You made yourself.
I think it's time and concentration, all that's left.
Yes. So unfortunately, 13, I cannot give you much to do. But I mean, you can still do things. You cannot attack this really cool friend man-bear lion thing.
Man-bear lion thing.
Can I attack the other thing?
You cannot attack. It doesn't say that you can't.
Let's see here.
just
Charmed
says
creature can't
the
attack the
charmer.
charmer.
And the other one was not the charmer.
You just have a new friend.
You have a new friend. You can go for the other one, though.
Yeah, he's going for the other one.
Okay.
A life!
I'm going to need to re-up my rage because I did not take damage last turn.
Sure.
But yeah, he'll get up close to the one on Jackal and start wailing away.
Okay. This gets flanking, so you get +2 on
Let's do it.
these as well.
Let's do it.
Are you recklessly as well?
Yes, I'll reckless on that one.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
16 on the first.
That'll hit.
For 9 points of magical slashing damage.
Okay. It's a solid hit, not quite bloody yet.
Second one is a non-natural 20.
Yeah.
Wow. For 8, and then the final one, because I have a second attack,
Okay, this is bloody.
is another dirty 20 for 13.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. So, Jackal, this creature was very obviously toying with you. Looked like it was annoyed by your little jabs, but it looked very confident in its ability to dispatch you. And from behind, 13, how do you rend into this thing? This thing looks incredibly bloodied and on its last legs. What does this look like?
You see 13 basically go for a headlock, and then the two scythes on his underneath his arms come in and just Iron Maiden swing inward and then rip out.
Yeah, the innards of this thing, green Icarus blood, it just cascades onto the floor. Its innards start to show, and this thing looks incredibly, just almost dead. So Jackal, you went from this thing looming over you to this very hurt creature directly ahead of
I
you.
want to say from where Savan and Conley are standing, they see like a trail of red moving towards this creature from like the predatory glare of 13.
Sure. All right. Is that your turn? I think.
Yeah.
And Savan has yet to go, right?
Yeah. The one, so he can't. So now there's still 3 on Jackal and 1 in front of us, the Charmer. Am I understanding that correctly?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm right here, I guess. So would I be able to tell that 13's been charmed?
I'll give you a free Arcana check.
Sure, why not? 23.
Yeah, you've seen these types of effects before. Mind altering, like not hurting them, but definitely changing their decisions. Yeah, you can conclude it's a charm.
Okay. Then I am going to cast Firebolt on it because I don't want to break concentration on my dancing lights. So I'm just going to try and attack it.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, sure, why not? 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
Sweet. So that's 2d10. Are you a d10? Yeah, you are. Are you a d10? Yeah, you are. 11 points of fire damage.
All right. And as this bolt and explodes on it, it's kind of been able to maintain its concentration on this charm before, but you see as it kind of like reels back, its mental acuity just falters for a second, and you see that kind of like as 13 was kind of running into this other one on the other side of the room, something snaps out of it, and you think that the spell is gone. You're no longer charmed, 13.
Okay.
And you also know that this thing, it looks very badly hurt.
Okay. I don't want to. I'm not trying to get too close. I'm not trying to get too close. So I'm just gonna stay right where I am.
Sure. All right. Then next up is going to be this friend right in front of you. So it is these two friends, and they're going to come up and make a couple of attacks against you.
Gross.
First one is a 15 to hit.
It meets my armor class, yeah.
Okay, so this will be a glancing blow, so it'll do half damage.
Oh, sweet.
So
Half of 34 damage.
Right.
that's going to be 8 damage, then that is already halved. So 8 points of piercing damage with this longsword, or no, slashing damage, sorry, with this longsword, and then it is going to make one more attack against you. That is going to be an 18 to hit.
Ow!
And that is going to be... It kind of takes out its claw against you with its other hand. That is going to be 7 points of slashing damage as it rends you with its claw.
Offended.
And that's going to be its turn.
So is that 2 separate attacks, so 2 separate con saves for Dancing Lights?
It is, yes.
Wonderful.
You just have to roll above the amount of damage.
Or 10, whichever one
10.
is higher.
Yeah. Okay. So the first con, what's my bonus plus 3? The first one's an 18.
Yeah, you're
And the
good.
second one's a 17.
You're good.
Whew.
And that's going to be its turn. So next up is back at the top of the round with Jackal.
Yes, hello. I still have friends in front of me.
Yes.
I also have 13 within 5 feet of friend, right?
Yes, you have flanking.
Great. I'm still going to take steady aim
Okay.
for my bonus action.
Sure.
Because I want that advantage that
Yeah.
I forgot to use last time. 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that will be 22 points of damage.
Hell yeah.
How do you want to do this?
To death.
After 13 just comes in and like shanks it, I just try to follow through the same wound and just cleave it in half.
Yeah, you basically separate the person part from the bear part. And it falls over, kind of like clawing at things until both ends go limp.
Right. That is my turn. I cannot do anything else.
Alright. Next up is the gurgling friend on the ground. and then is Conley.
All right. I would assume Gurgler is a bit dead.
Oh, by the way, when this thing falls down, its two friends on either side of it poof out of existence. But yes, this other one in the back of the room is down for the count. It's gone.
So this last remaining thing just went up to get into melee range with Sivan.
Correct.
Cool. So I'm going to get into flanking, and try and separate its head from its body with this flame sword.
Okay, go for it.
I sure will try. Rolling a 23 to hit.
Oh, definitely hit.
Doing 13 fire damage.
How would you like to do this?
As the blade cuts through the head of the creature, you see like a small trail of fire spirits jump off of the blade, and it kind of like boils and pops the head off as they just like gather in a circle and like overheat the neck.
Okay. Yeah, this head pops out with this gurgling greenish blood that kind of clots on the end of it. It falls to the ground and stops moving, and its friend poofs out of existence.
How does Sivan in front of me look? How do you look, Sivan?
On a scale of 1 to 51, I'm like a 36.
Okay, just as a bonus action in Primordial, I start kind of like singing out to my little spirit friends, and they all start to glow and separate from me and create a bit of a humanoid shape made out of just spiritual energy. And I'm casting Healing Spirit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have it start walking around the room, like it just kind of passes through everybody, and anyone who needs a hug with my spirit friends can take. Oops, that is not enough dice. 1, 2, +7. So heal 42 points of damage. Anyone who the ghosts pass through.
You said how much?
42.
Each or total that you can divide?
That is every time it passes through someone, it does 1d6 healing. So I just rolled 10d6 because it lasts. Well, it lasts 10 times as much as that, but if we need more healing beyond that.
Gotcha. So
gosh dang, this spell is overpowered.
So I'm gonna just rule that it's total 42, and you can split that up among.
Cool.
So.
Oh, just 1 minute. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Who's taking how much from that?
I only need 15 of that.
I'm still fresh as a daisy.
Right. So 15 for Sivan and the rest to Jackal.
The rest Jackal.
Jackal did take a couple hits.
I need the rest of real bad.
So you need more than the rest? Because you can have more. How about you heal up and tell me what's left? How about that?
Math.
Nah.
So I had 15 left. My max is 38.
So you got tiny.
So if I take the if I take
23.
everything but 15, you can take the 15.
Yeah, y'all can both do all of it. Y'all can both be full.
So we're good.
Yeah, because Sivan only needs 15, and you need 23, which is less than 42.
Woo. Okay.
Cool, so y'all are topped out. Also, as you kind of like, just as everything falls down, or these two things come down, the glowing sphere in the back of the room seems to lose its sheen a little bit and dissipate into something that seems less exciting. It just seems to be a clump of different random metals and junk inside of a basin of some sort.
Oh, that's not that. Oh.
There, we have felled everyone, correct?
You are out of initiative. You all just jumped down just less than a minute. You all have taken these down immediately, just right out of the gate. So how do y'all react?
Oof. Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
If not, please hug my friends. They will take care of you.
What is that thing that over there by where you're standing, Jackal?
Well, considering that it is no longer the same fun little happy ball of lights that it was whenever our friends were up, I'm guessing this is what was those creatures were using this to do something.
Can I get up to it and give it a look over?
You said it like
Try
fell
to
apart.
assess.
It seems like it was almost like an illusion that fell to some sort of like less exciting actual reality. But you could, Savon, you could do or anyone could do an Arcana check to try to figure out what it was kind of doing there.
Oh, that's only a 10.
Okay. It looks like it was shiny magic, like it was intentionally just trying to be shiny. But that's all I know.
I love shiny magic. Okay.
Though, you do find that there are some things that are shiny within the remains, not as flashy and ornate, but if you do some rummaging around, perhaps.
Yes, I will rummage. You saw me with the silverware. Hello.
Then yes. Make me a quick. No, I'm just gonna give it to you. There are, as you kind of like comb through a couple of these, you find that there's a very brilliant glimmering ring with a blue kind of gem on the very top of it. Seems to be very ornate, and it also feels a little like might be some sort of magic.
Oh, okay. I'll grab that.
And before we end, or before we take a break, does anyone else want to search anything else in this room?
I'd like to look through the pile of the dead.
Okay, make me an investigation check. Anyone who wants to look through.
Gosh dang it.
I'll help with that.
I need to stop investigating things. All right, let's see here. An 18.
I got a 14.
19.
Oh, I would help someone else, but if we're all rolling,
It's
We're
alright.
like in our various corners digging through things.
18.
Okay.
Just peeping some bones.
So it was 18, 14, 17? Just say out, call me one by one. Conley, what'd you get?
18.
Savon,
19.
13. Or if you were checking.
14.
14, and Jackal was what was it, 19?
18.
18. Okay, so Jackal, you find a pretty neat wooden rod of some sort. It's kind of a carved, thin stick, about yay big, and it seems to be longer at the base and thinner at the top, and it seems to have some sort of strange arcane runes on the top of it. Conley, you find a very well-made dagger. It seems like it's got some sort of enchantment on it. It seems to be better than a normal dagger would be. But you'd have to investigate for more details. And 13, you find a greater healing potion.
Ooh.
And lastly, Savon, you find amidst the bones of some poor soul an orange bubbling potion that seems to be kept in a glass jar.
Okay. Is there any is there anything remaining of these creatures that we just killed? Like any claws, teeth, anything like that? Any sort of trophy?
Yeah, if anyone wants to make me a quick nature, I'm not even gonna. These things were lamias, which are very gross beings. So you can definitely lamia blood is something that is pretty well treasured.
Yeah, I would ask. I think I can collect the blood on my own, but I want to ask 13 to help me rip some of these teeth out or something because I need evidence.
Absolutely.
My heroism. So.
And as you all kind of tear into these things to scrap what you can, we are going to take a quick break. So thanks for sticking with us through that fight. We will be back in not too long. But yeah, we'll see you in a few. Don't go anywhere. Thanks, everyone.
Oh baby, I love your madness.
Welcome to our Patreon. Here on Open for Adventure, we are making high quality Dungeons and Dragons content, folks. We have a great big world to share with you, and by becoming a patron, you can help us explore and expand upon this adventure. With your support, we can invest in more amazing artwork, better mics, fancy cameras, and overall stream quality. Not to mention, help us get some amazing new merch that we can use for giveaways. What do you get by becoming a patron? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the different levels and give you a sneak peek at what you can get at each tier. Did you know that the family of the First Lord Theo, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, actually invented firearms nearly 25 years prior to the current campaign? The designs for this high-tech weapon are the Delaney family's best-kept secret. Also, they were originally invented by the late First Lady Victoria, Theo's mother. Access to lore leaks like this is what you can expect from the first tier, written in blog-style posts after each weekly session. Ever wondered what goes on off-camera? The next 3 tiers give you exactly that. With Stolen Moments, you can get access to text-based roleplay moments, highlighting experiences that don't make it onto the stream, like Leona's training session with Ray and Asmrin. Stolen Moments Plus gives you access to roleplay moments featuring our guests, non-player characters, and historical figures, featuring the likes of Marshall, Annalena, and even the Empress herself. And Roleplay Addiction takes us to a whole other level. This tier gives you exclusive 30-minute videos of canon interactions not otherwise seen on stream, like late-night drunken interactions between paladins or tender moments featuring your favorite character ships. The Warm Fuzzies is super simple. It's everything I've listed so far, and also you get your name on stream after our weekly regular sessions. Every session. And our undying love. And finally, the most epic of all Patreon tiers. Drum roll, please. The Lore Master. This ultimate and final tier gets you first look access at all of the content going into our upcoming, official, Open for Adventure campaign setting. Lore, maps, monsters, items, dungeons, dragons. Go ahead, have a look around, make yourself at home, and consider becoming a patron to help us make this fantasy world a little bit closer to reality.
Oh, hi! My name is Express Love. I'm the Senmarian god of coffee. Did you know that in Senmaria, every cup of coffee is made with found familiar coffee beans? That's canon. In Senmaria, every cup of coffee is good coffee because it's made with love by Found Familiar. Did you know that every bag of Found Familiar coffee features artwork from incredible members of the tabletop gaming community? That's canon. Each blend and roast of Found Familiar coffee features cool D&D names like Thieves' Cant, Face Step, and Pact Magic. In Senmaria, every royal meeting that Ray attends features the Cartographer's Blend, a brew of coffee made by Found Familiar in conjunction with Devon Rue. Now that's canon. Found Familiar Coffee. Buy it today.
Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah I need it. Want your pandemonium. The limit of love is endless, I know. Just do what you want with me. Yeah, I want it all. Could care less the cost. I give you my everything. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah I need it. Want your pandemonium. And give me your freedom. Whoa, yeah, me to pieces, yeah I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah I need it. Want your pandemonium. Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah I need it. Want your pandemonium. The limit of love is endless, I know. Just do what you want with me.
let's make sure they can hear us. Hello, everyone. Now, welcome back. Hello. Thank you for sticking with us. Hope that you had some time to pet your pets, get some water, and... Oh, that's my timer. To go back live.
It's time to go back to D&D.
All right. So where we left off, our friends had just dealt with 2 lamias in their lair in this kind of apparently abandoned temple, and now we jump back in where they had all just dispatched these lamias, and Conley had cast this spell to conjure a spirit to heal the group. What's everyone up to?
Did we like fully search out this room, or did we just finish like what we were actively searching at the time?
You feel like you got most of what was valuable in this room.
Okay.
GM, am I still cursed? Because if so, I should have made all those checks at disadvantage, and I forgot to.
Now you're extra cursed.
Indeed, you are still magically cursed.
Okay. So,
I'm not going to go back on anything, but
okay.
Moving forward, for 1 hour, you are going to be cursed.
Oof.
Okay.
13 will tap Jackal on the shoulder and hand them the greater healing potion.
Okay.
You're going to need it a lot more than I am.
That is true.
You're right.
You do get in a lot of scrapes. Can I tell that Jackal is cursed? Is that something I would pick up on or not?
You would definitely feel like something's off. If you wanted to do some more further investigation, you could probably figure out more.
Maybe in a minute, given that we almost just got attacked by these terrible things. Should we keep going? I mean, this stuff is pretty neat, but we can look at it later.
What else are we supposed to have found in this building? It was supposed to be essentially a safe place for us to go, which it was not.
You have only gone into one room.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, I think we should make sure this place is clear before we do any resting.
Great.
Yeah.
There
That's
might
a
be
good
more
idea.
of these. I hope they are not actually locals and more products like the plants outside, because otherwise we just killed 2 spirits. I don't think that is a good thing.
I mean, they sounded pretty rude. I don't know if you could understand what they were saying, but they were being really mean, so it's probably fine.
They did not speak the same way as Bard
Akona?
Akona. So I will accept that as fact for now.
As you look for ways around the room to exit, you see that there is a doorway, an archway, but it is mostly kind of covered up with sand to the point where there seems to be enough room to kind of crawl through, but otherwise that seems to be the only exit other than the hole in the wall you entered from.
How small is the opening from the sand in the doorway?
Like, you would have to crawl to get through it, but you can get through it fine. Unless you had other things that were bigger and whatever.
Sivan,
squeeze through.
Yeah, Jacko, instead, maybe see if we send Jeepson through instead.
Oh.
Just in case, like, I don't think I can heal you if you're out of my line of sight, and if you get hurt in there, I'm not good at crawling.
Gypsum, do you want something to do?
Gypsum kind of crawls out from behind your back up your arm.
I think that is amazing every time.
It kind of just whispers to Sivan, "What do you need, Sivan?"
Do be a deer and just slither through there and see what you can let me see.
Sure.
Don't be gone too long.
I'll try not to. And it kind of like slithers down your leg.
And we never heard from Gypsum again.
Right. As Gypsum leaves, like physically stops making contact with me, Savant's eyes, which are normally like black glass, kind of go completely white. And I'm just like incommunicado. I'm trying to look through Gypsum's eyes.
Yeah, you see this kind of like tint, this greenish tint over your vision as you kind of crawl along the floor, fish-eyed kind of lens type of view. And
13, is this normal?
Muted. 13 will shrug.
This always happen when Gypsum goes away?
Well,
Are you still able to like hear us, Sivan?
I don't.
Like, are
think
all
you
your
use-
senses over there?
I know I
Use
can't
Gypsum's
see.
senses,
Yeah, I don't think I can hear you either.
When Sivan takes
Yes,
control
I'm
of
deaf and blind.
Gypsum, typically she's a bit, what's the word? Vulnerable.
When you say take over, what do you mean? Like she's controlling the snake with her mind or something?
No, more like she can see and hear through her familiar.
Ah, that's just pretty cool.
But
Gypsum is okay with this though, right?
I believe so. I haven't heard him complain yet.
Okay, cool.
all right.
And
I'll go for it.
13 will start rummaging through his sack and pull out like a small jar and put it on top of Sivan's head. He'll put another jar on top of Sivan's head.
I still
I
have
was gonna
physical
say.
sense of touch. I can feel you fucking with me.
Yes. So she
You
still
do
feels
break your
the
spell.
touch. And she can still talk through her own mouth. She just can't. hear us.
13, I know you're doing something weird.
And meanwhile, Gypsum is slithering onwards to the doorway. Kind of slithers up the sandy hill and down into another corridor that's completely dark, but obviously he has plenty of dark vision. He finds himself in a long hallway where on his right he seems to find the big entranceway where you all completely avoided, and the kind of two stone doors were kind of broken apart. So basically the entrance. To his left, down the corridor ways, seems to be a dead end, but at the very last kind of like kind of panel of the floor, it seems to be made with different stone and has a couple of ornate statues around the four corners of this dead end.
This is a dead end.
Okay. But I don't sense any moving, like any
Make me a
living
perception check.
entities. Okay. Okay. Don't I have to use gypsums?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
Go
no biggie,
Gypsum,
though.
go Gypsum, go.
I would guess it probably has good perception.
Sorry, I have to grab the
Stat
stats for
block.
gypsum real quick because I didn't think about it.
What is it? A constrictor snake or?
Technically, all I know is that gypsum is a giant desert viper. I think I used giant poisonous, or I think it's poisonous snake because constrictor snake might be too high of a CR for gypsum.
Gotcha.
Okay, plus 2. Oh, 19.
Okay. So, Gypsum kind of like senses the air with his tongue.
Oh, my baby.
Kind of like senses around. Its vision slightly worse. It doesn't taste any other living beings around the immediate vicinity. Though, as it's kind of like slithering around and close to that dead end, it kind of looks up and notices that above the panel where there's a dead end, it seems to be a shaft that cuts through where the ceiling was in the rest of the corridor and continues upwards.
Can gypsum see? Can't see how high it goes.
He can see that there's another like piece of flat ceiling and about maybe 70 feet up.
Okay. Okay, Gypsum, good boy. Come back to me.
And your vision kind of goes back to normal, and Gypsum makes his way back to you.
I will relay all of that information to
And then a
my
bunch
team.
of cups just fall.
Yeah, all these jars fall. Damn it, 13.
You got the vote. That was pretty good.
This is almost a new record, really.
What did you see?
There's nothing in there, so Jackal, if you want to try to squeeze through, there's a...
There's no need for that language, Jackal.
There's a dead end, but there's something that goes up, so I think if we get in there, we can make our way up. Or alternatively, we could go back the way we came and go through the door.
Oh, is this not the room that the door connected to?
I thought the door was somewhere else. I might have misunderstood.
The door goes towards the middle of the you were in the left room as you got in, and so the door that is now facing, if you were facing the front door from the start and then went and faced the same way in this room, on your right is this door to the main corridor. So it's kind of like a long hallway that is perpendicular to the door that, when Gypsum looked to his right, found the entrance.
Okay.
Well, I guess I did not realize we did not come to the front. I just was following Jackal. I don't think we should waste the time climbing back out.
Okay. Well, then I suppose... Jackal's really the only one that can squeeze through here, right?
At first, the rest of us, I guess, can dig.
13, can you, punch the hole and make it, bigger so we can get through there?
It's only sand.
Can you punch sand?
If I start digging now, probably.
Okay.
I'll just squeeze through.
Yeah, you're able to without much
I am
resistance.
small.
So Jackal's on the other side, in complete darkness.
Oh, I'll just poop, poop, poop. Some dancing lights into the hall for Jackal.
Nice. Alright, who's next?
Like a dog at the beach, 13, just like 2 claws right underneath, swipe, 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 swipe.
I was gonna say, Savannah and Conley get absolutely blasted with sand.
It's like small pieces of glass shard as the sand burns against the blade and lands.
But he clears out a dent, and it's easier to get through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna press to digitate all the sand off of me.
We all know once you get sand in places, you can never prestidigitate it.
I will do my best, and then we'll squeeze through.
Okay.
Behind Jackal.
You all are able to get into this open corridor now. It leads about 40 feet to your left, which seems to be where that dead end is, and then about 20 feet to your right is the entrance. So it's
Okay, so we're at the center,
Yep.
the long end of the. Okay.
Yep.
And there's nothing on the other side
It
of where we
seems to
came in.
be a big cave-in of rocks, and the entire structure seems to be brought down upon that room.
Yeah. Any other way forward?
Not that you can see. Looks like it leads onto that dead end.
I think this is where it goes up.
Oh, wait.
Oh, that way?
Okay.
Oh, the other way, sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
And so just to remember, so this door is caved in, you said?
So there's the entire structure is one big cube.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to split it down the middle with a corridor, that's where you are now.
Ah,
And then
okay.
if you came in from the front door, you would first come into this corridor, and then the room you just fought these guys in was on the left, and there's a caved-in room that seems like it would have been a similar structure on the right. So now all that's left is forward where there seems to be this weird shaft and a dead end.
Okay. Well, I think we have proven that we're all pretty okay climbers.
To the shaft.
Okay, you all make your way down to this this flat wall with. It's got 4 different statues here. They all seem to be like these cloaked figures with very long, billowy kind of robes and some sort of mask on their face. What is everyone's passive perception?
18.
Okay.
12.
14.
Ditto on the 14.
Okay. So, you all kind of like make your way down to this room and kind of look up and inspect this shaft. 13, I'll just say for this purpose, is gone first, and as he kind of like walks and treads onto this final plate and looks up, Jackal, you immediately spot that there's something weird with the floor here. Unfortunately for 13, he's already stepped onto this rocky floor, and in the very center of the room you now can tell that there's some sort of compressed plate that sinks just a hair as 13 steps onto it. Everyone else is able to avoid this and potentially with Jackal's guidance prevent this, but as 13 steps onto this plate, you hear a kind of vroom, and as this strange hum appears, suddenly 13, you feel completely weightless, and you are lifted off the ground with a strange anti-gravity field, and suddenly, just as you were kind of on feet on the ground, you suddenly flip over and you're now cascading towards the ceiling. As you are kind of flown for 60 feet up, suddenly as you get back to the top of the ceiling, you are mostly let down easily, but now your feet are on the top of the room.
I don't know about all of you, but the blood in my body is rushing to my head. It's not
Are you
a great
okay?
feeling.
What just happened?
I'm fine for the most part. I don't know.
You just started flying?
What's up there?
Do you have dark vision, 13?
I do.
Okay, then basically, if you were to think of like the corridor just as like a Tetris block, you know those blocks that look like an S?
Mm-hmm.
So you entered into this kind of dead end, you went straight up, and now it seems like the corridor continues upside down that way, so further into the building.
It looks like it keeps on going from up here.
But everything is flipped around, so the statues come from the ceiling down, and the pathways seem to be more on the ceiling than what you thought was the floor.
Did anybody see how he did that?
He stepped there.
It was a very, like, you can see it's chiseled rock, and it just happened to be a square that was in the center of the room.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of just do like a short, like, hep, and just land with my both my feet at the same time on that square.
Okay, for a second, nothing happens, and then, and you immediately whisked to the top.
The flaming sword like fades as it like heads up with me. Okay. I was okay.
Everything in this world is threatening to make me lose my breakfast.
I'm gonna step out over to the side so that I'm not going to get landed on.
13 tries to jump.
Like back?
Like, just like hop in place. Yeah.
So if you're so on the ceiling, there's a similar square panel. If you are not on that panel and you just jump, you jump as if you're on the ground, but instead you're stuck to the ceiling, like gravity's going up.
This is so weird.
Do you want help back onto the ground or the ceiling? Ground ceiling?
Oh no, it like when he jumps, it comes back down. Like he goes back up. Like like you're standing on just like in a normal jump, except for
Almost
going
like
back
reverse gravity, eh?
up. Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to join us?
I'll step on.
Okay. And
I don't know where that will go.
Jackal lands on his butt this time.
Oh. Okay.
But not hurt.
I guess, I don't want to be by myself down here, so I will hesitantly, but I will step onto this plate.
Savon's up there too. You all are standing on the ceiling.
So,
And then you said the hallway continues.
It does.
With the illumination of the flame sword, what do we see in the hallway besides, you said the statues were mirrored up here too?
Yep. There's just seems to be more decoration. Currently, it seems like this hallway goes down about another 10-20 feet and then breaks into 2 different directions. Kind of T.
When we get to the crossroads, whatever.
Yeah.
I will send dancing lights in both directions. I'll send 2 one way and 2 the other.
Okay.
So we can get a better.
Yeah. You split
view.
them both ways, and you can tell that they seem to be symmetrically, like a T just like any T in a normal, like at a hallway. And you can see at the very end of this shaft that, similarly but in reverse, it seems to be dead ends, but below them seem to be shafts, and they seem to have that same type of panel on the floor.
I think I might get lost in this place.
There's one on the left and one on the right.
Well, I don't think we should split up. That doesn't ever seem to go very well, surprisingly.
Right. Which side, like which direction would lead us to the side of the cube that the collapsed in room was, the inaccessible room?
That would have gone to your right.
Shall we go right?
Okay.
All right. You all make your way down and find yourself with the panel and a shaft above you. Who's going first? Unless you're doing something else.
Can I see anything with dark vision at the end of the shaft?
Make me a perception check. It's hard to see down here.
17.
Okay, as you look up, for a second it just looks like everything's normal and you find another floor at the other side. However, as you look just a little closer and the fire glints off of it, you find what seems to be these strange, blackish blob, spiky things on the top of the ceiling. Originally the floor. And they seem to be jutting out directly opposite your, like, sticking up, basically.
So jutting like stalagmites?
Correct.
Or
Stalagmites.
Okay.
And they seem to be perfectly like almost in a grid on the other side of that landing, so to speak.
There is something up there or down there. One of those. It's like the goo, but little spikes on the ground. Is it moving at all? Like, are they undulating in any way?
It is a little bit squirmy. It doesn't seem alive, so to speak, but it seems to be not still.
I think we are going to want to tread with caution in this next part.
Anything that is like a spike going towards the place we are jumping is typically bad news bears.
Is it, if we were to jump, are the spikes in our way of landing?
Yes.
Okay.
Perhaps we should go the other way then.
Okay.
Oh, but what is... Gypsum, go see what you can see.
Gypsum crawls out from your leg and crawls onto the plate,
Don't get stabbed.
and it does not get pushed down.
Like lean on the plate.
I don't think you'll... It's okay. Come back, baby.
Are you
It's okay.
okay? Yeah, it slithers back to you and says, "Did I do good?
You always do good. It's
Good.
just... They're tricksy, I think.
Can I have a mouse?"
Oh, sure. Sure, I'm sure I have one of those handy if you ask for them on the regular, so I will produce one.
Reduce mouse.
I cast Produce Mouse.
Sure.
From one of those newfangled supplements.
It's the new Unearthed Arcana that came out today.
While we're feeding Gypsum, I'm going to produce another flame in my hand and just throw it up / down towards the spikes.
Sure. Roll me a quick ranged attack.
Yeet. 15.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to hit the ceiling and the kind of blackish blobs up there. However, as your flame kind of hits one of these spikes, it seems to kind of disrupt the spike for a second, and then as it kind of heals back and reforms into this shape.
Okay.
Okay.
I do not have any bombs or a way to clean all of that before I land. So I think Jekyll is right. We might have to do the other side first.
Okay. I don't think I have anything either.
Hand axe.
Wait a minute. Where these spikes are,
Mm-hmm.
the top of them.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. Let me ask this very clearly, because my idea might be complicated. So,
Love it.
these spikes are on the ceiling,
Yes.
and they run flush, like they are all the way to the edge of where this corridor or tunnel.
So it seems
Shaft.
like all of these little elevator things, these these shafts seem to have
Yeah.
mirrored landings. So
Okay, yeah.
just how there was a panel and 4 little statues on the first one, it seemed to be mirrored on the top. And in the
Okay.
same vein, these spikes seem to be completely filling most of this same flipped room on the ceiling. So
Okay.
they're pretty taking up most of it.
Okay. How tall is the ceiling above us where we're standing right now? If it's mirrored.
About 15 feet.
Okay. So it's still a 70-foot long shaft?
I think it's at this point it's about 50.
Okay. Okay. I think if we decide to go that way, we might have a way to do it, but we can still check out the other way first, since we don't know what's there, and it might be easier. But we might be able to come back this way.
Tell us your plan on the way,
Okay.
and we'll
Start
start heading to the other one.
I was going to say the other one is only 20 feet away, so there's not much time to talk about the plan.
Just real quickly talk.
Walk
Everybody.
and talk. Very Aaron
Yeah.
Sorkin.
And then if your plan fails, then 13 can climb up there with his hatchet instead of touching the plate so that he does not have to flip over, and then he can just chop it off before we land. All right,
Oh,
20
look,
seconds.
we're here.
What does the other shaft look like? Did we see the same goop?
As you look up in this shaft, it looks like the opposite landing is clear.
But
Yep.
we want to go in the direction of the goop, right? Because that's what we're trying to get rid of, right?
Right.
Right. I don't think we should launch ourselves directly into spiky goop.
I mean, that is fair. That is fair. You're the brains of this operation, so I don't mean to argue.
Gods help us all.
What was your other plan, though, Savant? I'm curious.
So I was thinking that if as I step foot onto this plate, as soon as I feel this shift, I would cast Featherfall on myself so that it slows my ascent towards the ceiling. And then as I get closer, I can cast Mold Earth to pull some of the earth out of the wall and make a pseudo landing so we can land on the safe ground rather than the goop and get a better look down this hallway.
Would you be able to
does this-
concentrate on falling slow and also moving earth at the same time?
I don't see why not, because
If Mold Earth is not concentration, then
neither of them are concentration. I don't have to concentrate on either of them. The Featherfall is like a gut reaction type of thing, and then once I get closer, I just have to get within 30 feet. I can pull the earth out of the wall and cover the spikes so we have a little landing pad.
All right.
Is this magic is it something you can use over and over again, like my create flame, or are you going to wear yourself out if you use it too many times? Because we could try it on this side where it's safe first, see if that works for you. But I don't want you to get too tired before we end up having to fight something.
I can do the Featherfall a few times. 4. But I can make the earth move as much as I want. I mean, hello, I'm hello.
We have plenty of wall.
I unless somebody has a better idea.
It is Mold Earth the cantrip or the big spell?
It's a cantrip.
I think I don't know if that works on bricks or like stonework.
Dirt
find
or
out.
stone that you can see within range in a 5-foot cube. If you target an area of
So I'd say because it's brick, it would be slightly like it would just take a little bit longer to get out.
Okay.
But I would let you still.
The only caveat is loose.
Oh.
So I might not be able to
Oh,
do this.
yeah, that means like stone rubble.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it's solid stone, I don't think I can. I don't think I can.
Well, I'm gonna have to try to wrap my head around this, and 13 is going to put a paw against the wall, put another paw, and start trying to climb downward.
Yeah, I mean, gravity is still as the last time that you were like gravity is reversed for you right now. So you are standing on the ceiling. If you're climbing towards the other direction, you'd be still climbing up for you right now.
We can. I mean, if I can see up there, we can knock some of the wall off. The gravity will keep it up there, and that might be able to do it. I have these. You saw those really fun meteors that I have. Maybe I can knock some stuff loose.
Try. Once we see what's on this side.
Guess we will wait for 13 to come back.
Crawls back. This is so I can't. Nope. Pop.
All right.
Up.
Do we?
So what are y'all doing?
I'm gonna hop on the safe one.
Okay.
We're swapping gravity on the not spiky one.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Or however many people go on this trip. You flip dimensions, and again, stomach churns as you jump safely back to the normal state of gravity that you started with. And as you land on this side, and presumably some of the lights come with you, you find now that just as the paths diverged, now they come back together in the center, and in addition to a hallway that progresses onwards, you also see that there is the spiky dead end on the other side of the room that is not bothering you.
We did it. Look at that.
Sweet. You keep going?
Yes, you can. There, basically, you didn't have to, like, there was not a different, they went to the same place.
Amazing.
But if you didn't check
We
looking
solved
up
the riddle.
on the other one, then, that might have been different.
Two roads diverged in a cube. One was less spiky, and that made all the difference.
Exactly. So, you all kind of are able to look down this hallway, and it seems to almost mirror the entrance hallway. But at the end of it, it seems to open up into a much larger room. And it seems to be very ornate, and you see this is kind of like makes up the back half of the entire cube. And as you enter into this this chamber, it is mostly dark except for two fiery braziers that are currently crackling at the center of this room. But to set the stage, this is a massive rectangle, 50 foot long, 100 feet across, and 100 feet high. This room has 4 massive pillars that are symmetrically dispersed throughout the room. And in the center is a grid of squares that seem to resemble the floors of the dead ends that you've seen, including the panels on them. The entire ceiling is mirrored on this, except for throughout different places there are these black spiky globules that are all around these different squares. In the very center of the room in the back, so I guess back center, not in the direct center, you see some sort of altar or precipice, and behind it you see what seems to be some sort of large piece of stone or something with a large drapery over it that you can't see, that must take up at least 20 foot a 20-foot space on the back wall. And directly in front of it, you see a strange demonic figure. And in front of this figure, it seems to have strange moving hair. It seems to have a feminine figure and in a kind of a loose-fitting garb, but its hair seems to move and wriggle. In front of it, you see that there's some sort of strange ethereal bubble made of some sort of white and like milky substance that seems to be encompassing some sort of creature within it. And this demonic figure seems to be drawing some sort of power from this creature within this bubble. And in front of this strange demonic creature is one massive like mound of this dark sticky ichor. The floors have kind of different channels and slats cut out of them where you can see that it's meant for water to flow through, but currently all that's there is this black goop. And basically directly at the back of the room with that drapery figure is where this big black mound is growing and growing as this thing channels power from this imprisoned creature into this big kind of like globby mound. As you all enter into this room, this demonic figure turns around and you can now see that it holds a semicircular kind of crown-like brandishing piece upon its head. Now that you're able to look at it from the front, you see that small snakes seem to writher out from its head as if it were hair, and it turns to you all and says, "Good. It was going to be hungry." And that is where we're going to end our session for the night.
Nice.
Sir?
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
So,
this is a Wendy's.
yeah, so this is Wendy's.
This is a Denny's parking lot. You gotta take it somewhere else.
The Denny's parking lot is where you take it.
Yeah.
You don't settle your stuff in the Denny's parking lot?
No, I go to the Applebee's parking lot.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Upper Class.
Oh my god, no.
All right. Well, that was a nice
That was fun.
Wow.
place to end on. let's all go around with some quick call-outs and tell us your favorite part. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. Hello, everybody. My name is Mia Flair. I'm a semi-professional voice actor and tabletop role player. Always open for hire if you need another party member. You can find me on my Twitter at Media Flair or on Twitch. I like to stream a lot of games and stuff. I'm thinking about a particular D&D game myself. Anyway, I think my favorite part about this whole thing was the gravity trap or gravity pillars. I think that's going to be a nice little complication in this upcoming totally not a battle, maybe a battle that we're going to have. And yeah, thank you for this.
Awesome. Who's next?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. And you can catch me at RJ2 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream with my friends. Whenever I go live, I always retweet wherever I am, so check it out. I am in a lot of places. I think my favorite part was stacking bowls on top of Savon's head.
Awesome. Who's next?
I'm Cyber. You can find me at CyberWolf1201. It's spelled weird, but it's on Twitter and Twitch, and I do a lot of stuff in a lot of places. So I'll talk about it when I'm doing stuff. So check it out. My favorite part, number one, I like buying clothes for people. Number one. Number two, the mirror image fight earlier was very good. And that was neat. I just wish I could see.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. All right, who's next?
I guess that just leaves me.
That's true.
Hi, I'm Chris. I like to hang out, and if you like to hang out, we should do so alongside one another. You can find me on Twitter at Kiss of Hemlock. I have a bunch of fun stuff going on. Part of the Fae Forge Academy podcast, which is a podcast about a magical school that's far less problematic than the one that you may be used to. Also, you can catch me on Tuesday over on the Nerdsmith Network doing the Shenanigans game. Shenanigans. It's a lot of fun. And then Luke and I are actually part of a very limited series running on the Meta Initiative, which is part of the Obey Alliance, their new tabletop branch arm. But we are running, we are part of a super cool musically themed short-term campaign that's a lot of fun and runs on Sundays. Thank you.
At 6 p.m. EST.
Yes. So, but again, lots of stuff going on. If you're interested at all, you should just follow me on Twitter.
And what was your favorite part?
Oh, my favorite part? Overcomplicating things. Like, literally, my favorite part was Luke sitting there this whole time like, wow, you should just go the other way. And us being like, what if we did this? And how does this work? And
D&D problem solving.
Yeah, basically. Luke just being like, wow, well, you went the other way and you did it. So that's probably my favorite part.
Awesome. And hi everyone, my name's Luke. You can find me on Twitter at Dr. Petrichor. You can also find me posting about turtles occasionally, and I also make video game cinematics for a living, so I post stuff like that. Currently, I'm in that awesome game on Meta Initiative with Chris on Sunday nights at 6 EST, and then I'm on this wonderful little show. And yeah, that's most of what I do. My favorite part for tonight, I think was the elements of y'all figuring out that the dead end wasn't a dead end, and like just y'all being like, wait, so like that's a cave in, that's the entrance, and that's a dead end? What do you mean? And then like this is having to explain that you flipped around. I don't know, just that like self-discovery and like having, as the DM, trying to like hold off and not give you too much detail. That's just a little bit of fun. So yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight for call-outs. Lastly, we just want to thank some of our awesome Warm Fuzzies for their patronage. We really appreciate it. And yeah, let's start off with Belle Chavez.
Bel Chavez!
L Street Gaming.
L Street Gaming!
Rick O.
Rico.
Our friend Strix.
Strix.
We have Deborah.
Deborah.
And lastly but not least, Blessed Eloa.
Blessed Eloa.
Thank you so much for your support, everyone. And that is going to be it for our stream tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us. And tune in next week to see what happens with this totally friendly snake hair person.
It's fine. It's gonna be fine.
Thanks, everyone. We really appreciate you being here, and we hope you have a wonderful night. Bye, everyone.
Bye now. Bye-bye.